Grand opening, we back. Grand opening, we back. Guess who's back? We're back. hmm We back. We back with what we do. Yeah, you didn't know. Spirit said they know they was doing too much. Spirit said they know they doing too much. They know they did too much. Something like that. Yeah. They know they did too much to an innocent person. So I guess they trying to read up on text. But I want to share a prayer and then I'm gonna read an affirmation. We want to thank the Ola Room. We want to thank Abba. We want to thank Jesus. We want to thank the Galactic Federation, the Pleiadian Council, our higher self. We want to thank the Ascended Masters, the ancestors of the White Light. We want to thank God for just being good and merciful. We want to thank we want to thank Spirit for the lessons, the blessings. We want to thank Spirit for the gifts. We thank Spirit for discernment. We thank Spirit for clarity. We thank Spirit for understanding. We seek clarity. We seek wisdom. We seek understanding. We seek discernment. We seek clarity. So we seek the truth, and that's it. And that's all. Thank you, Spirit. So I'm about to read this affirmation, and I believe it goes with the energy that's going on today, because it took me back to Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 10. Right? Um, but I'm gonna read the affirmation first. Be strong to walk away from what's hurting you, and be patient enough to sit for the blessings you deserve. That's the affirmation for today. Be strong enough to walk away. And when you walked away, everything died. Everything died. You brought fertility with you. Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 10. It depicts the prophet's intense emotional distress due to betrayal, slander, and plots against him by former friends and colleagues while he faced public mockery. The verse highlights the terror on every side, theme illustrating the severe isolation and persecution endured when speaking truth against societal pressures. So that's the energy. So they know they did too much when they called they slandering you. Betrayal and slander. Jeremiah feels surrounded by whispering and fear as close acquaintances wait for him to fail. The terror on every side. This phrase used and symbolized the threats, public mockery, and the fear the prophet experienced on all sides due to his unpopular messages. Unpopular messages. Terror on every side. So, the reason why they're unpopular popular messages is because they're coming straight from the divine, and it's not exactly what others want to hear, right? So others was plotting on you or the messenger or the reader, you know, in today's time. So be strong enough to walk away. You walked away, and so they tried to cause you terror on every side. Everybody started to betray you. The verse shows the human side of the prophet expressing deep frustration and pain from the prosecution. So again, it is normal to get upset. It is normal to get upset. You a sacred vessel and you protected by God. Again, it's an unpopular message because it's a message about and by God. You got connection straight through and from source. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, you're a holy union. You're the gifted one. You're the gifted one. And the partnerships that you get in, you're the gifted one. You're holy. You bring divine union with you. Yeah, you manifest. Yeah. And everybody got the right to manifest. As a matter of fact, everybody manifests every day. It's the choices and the actions we make. Those are our manifestations. Whether if it's good or bad, if it's, is it in reach? Is it in reach? And what is your reward? Is your reward good or bad? Spirit gave you a high five because you kept a sacred heart and you connected to your roots, deeply connected. And it makes people to go within on themselves. That's your job. Your job is to activate others' spiritual awakening. They realized they did too much, so these people was forced to return to their roots. They didn't do it willingly. They know they did too much. That's what Spirit said. The hidden path, the marriage of spirit and matter. Matter. Ain't that a pretty picture? You see the unk in there? You got a choice. The unk is on both sides of life, whether if you use it for good or for bad. You know what's crazy? Because I say this a lot, and it just came to mind just now. Everything we do in everyday action is a ritual. We bathe, we brush our teeth, we drink our cup of coffee, we smoke our cigarettes, we eat dinner, we go to work, we clean our house. It's a ritual. The offerings we make, the prayers we put up, the things we cut out, those are sacrifices. These people knew that they was doing too much. When it came to encountering you, right? Because you come with a holy union. You a lesson or a blessing. You a holy union. You gifted. You the hidden path. When you encounter people's lives, collective, somebody is supposed to change their ways and get on the hidden path. You the way. Because you have intuitive communication to Gaia. You the gifted one. Spirit calls you the nine of heart. What's the hidden path? In the night wind. Holy union, gifted one, hidden path, night wind, intuitive, eternal dance. Geisha. Geisha. Brahma and Sita. Ganesh. Geisha. Connected. You embody. You embody various divine beings, collective. And these people realized they did too much. You've always been innocent. You've always been innocent. Witches and the warlocks. Mixed in with the melanin. Kipper. Mixed in with the community, the witches and the warlocks. That's who know they did too much. Witches and the warlocks. They got sad news. It's going to be a dark isolation for them. What they did to this court official, this gifted one. Saw innocent twice. Hidden path, night period. path, Ganesha. Somebody's sad because you're innocent. Somebody's sad because you're innocent. Or it could be a whole bunch of sad kids out there because their mama or their daddy about to get locked up or they're about to die. The spirit told you not to cry over the dead. Don't weep over the dead. So again, you walked away from these people because they was dead. What's this child? Somebody's sad for being gullible in a relationship. They was waiting to slow down the main female to send disruptions. They sad.
Shonda.
Huh?
You'll be done in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, honey. You all right?
Yeah.
It's raining.
Doing a video.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. So they expecting bad things to happen for them. They sad. They distraught. They grieving you. They unemployed for being childish. Yeah, they was expecting to slow you down. They was trying to compete with you for whatever reasons. But they realized that they're the issue and you was the blessing. Yeah. You don't play about your peace. Yeah, they get the blessing of ruin because they wanted to disturb your peace. Yeah. This Hello Union, this gifted one. One of the divine partners took the dark path. That was the secret to their life. What's the sorrow? This person is sad for the actions that they took. They in sorrow for the ruins, the impulsive actions to cause ruins, to do sudden changes in people's life to cause some conflict behind the scenes. Yeah, they were celebrating it. They were celebrating it. What's this Knight of Wands? Everybody got to move around. Everybody got to move around. Yeah. They got to make what? Yeah, because the High Priestess is here. What's this Knight of Wands? Yeah, they burdened because they trapped by their own ignorance. They sad for their impulsive actions. For the impulsive actions to cause burdens. They was determined to cause burdens. Again, the color red, that's the root. That's lower nature. The wands, that's conflict. That's action. That's fighting. They sad because they are in this mindset with the Nine of Wands. They're trapped. They can't get out of it. And that's the movement for them. That's the move. What's this Ten of Wands? What's this Ten of Wands? This Ten of Swords and this Tower. They in the Ten of Swords and going. So the sudden change is this Ten of Swords, which is ruins, which is betrayals, which is a whole bunch of sad, just a whole bunch of tears and low feelings and low vibrational. Again, the red. It's a lot of red out here, low vibrational. So the sudden change is the ruins, and they worried about a heavenly burden. It's heavy on them for their impulsive actions. They're sad about this. They're depressed. They're grieving. You Because you're innocent and you brought love and light. You was the gifted one. You showed nothing but love to these people. Yeah, they burdened by these ruins, and it's a sudden change because you're standing on business. Yeah, since they invited things in, clarify this Ten of Swords. Damn, they invited things in. So they invited things in. So they invited freedom. They invited bondage. They invited jail time. They invited persecution. They invited this. This is what the fuck they manifested. Spirit said that's the goddamn truth. Yeah, they invited this shit in. They said they grieving the impulsive actions, the recklessness that they did to cause burden. So they burdened themselves because they found out what they took action to do. It was no reason for that. Yeah. They feel like they've been robbed. How you feel like you've been robbed when you the thief? How you feel like you've been robbed when you the thief? That's crazy. Ain't got number love for you. Yeah. What's this? Happy, charming, innocence, gullible, new, simple, youth, infant, playful, inexperienced. What's this child like right here in this relationship? What happened with this child, with this innocent person? Ain't got nothing but your independence. So they said for taking action against your independence. Not to mention they're sad that you're innocent. They said that they did this to an innocent person. Oh, they got feelings. Oh, because they went the wrong way. The path they chose was the night wind. Yeah. Yeah, they invited things in. So what's this Ten of Wands? Excuse me, take that back. They in the Nine of Swords. Take that back, Spirit. What's this Queen of Pentacles? Energy vampire in the reverse. What's this Queen of Pentacles? The Moon. So, the Moon. This Queen of Pentacles, the Moon. So you grounded behind the scenes. You're innocent and you're grounded behind the scenes. Not only that, you have access, tangible. You're rooted. Moon, intuitive. So you're independent and you're intuitive. You're innocent. You're loving. It's like Empress, man. So somebody else that you've encountered and Jeremiah 20 is specifically talking about depicts the prophet's intense emotional distress due to betrayal, slander, and plots against him by former friends and colleagues while he placed public mockery. So the person who mocked you is in sorrow. From this workplace. And Spirit said they know they did too much. Because you innocent. But you intuitively know everything. What's this Moon? You know they in the Ten of Swords. You know they in the Ten of Wands. You know they in the Ten of Wands. You know they in the Ten of Swords. You determined. The Ten of Wands means determination as well. You're determined You was determined to see what was going on behind the scenes. The moon. You was determined. You watched it. You watched the deceit from behind the scenes. What's this Eight of Swords? This Ten of Wands. My bad, Spirit. Ain't nothing lustful or Jezebel about it. Behind the scenes, under the moon, behind the sun and under the moon, this Jezebel is burdened. This colleague, this old boss, the old boss that wanted to play energy work over the old friend who called themselves slandering you and sacrificing you to betray you to this person. The old friend is being hunted down by the old boss. The old boss is being watched by the Holy Spirit and the law. We pray for this. When you was out in the cold. That's why you get these blessings. So we got the Ten of Wands out here twice, right? But we got wands and swords out here. So it's a fire and an earth sign. A fire and a air sign that is heavily added. And it seems like the air sign is the gifted one. And the fire sign is the one that's grieving and weeping. Yeah. $22, $22. $22, $22. The Ten of Wands is out here twice. They said clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance. Ganesh is here. You embody Ganesh. You're gifted. You connected to the universe, the Holy Union. What's this marriage? Put me on a flight if I want. What's the Knight of Swords? Yeah. This impulsive actions on this Queen of Pentacles to do attacks on her partnerships, on her close contractual agreements, on her marriage, on her intimate friendships, her building bonds with people. Just you grieving because of your impulsive actions to do that to the Queen of Pentacles. Gonna find out the bitch is innocent. You should be grieving. And it can't be undone. What you did behind the moon to the Queen of Cups, you're caught up. Spirit is on your ass. What's this Knight of Swords in this marriage? You wanted to attack somebody's close contractual agreements, so their employment. You unemployed. Yeah, you sat back and watched it. You sat back and watched the energy. You sat back and watched the slander. You joined the slander. You tried to defame some shit. Y'all heard it all before. Yeah, sat back and watch somebody endure. Quickly get out the Five of Pentacles. Move through it with all their strength and might. Clarify this Page of Swords. Tell them nothing different. Again, the Eight of Swords out here twice. To see, you was seeing You were sitting back and watch. You grieving because you took impulsive actions on this Queen of Pentacles with attacks on her marriage, her close contractual agreements, her friendships, her love, her intimate connections, and now you're burdened for what you did behind the scenes, and you sat back and watched it all play out. Right? You facing ruins because of the burdens. And those burdens gonna lead you in prison. A mental prison. Your soul. You're going beyond the abyss. Spirit said, you know you did too much. 10 of Wands. Oh, that's the third time the 10 of Wands out here. You know you screwed. And you got to, hey, babe, you got to carry on with it. Moving on to calmer waters. Yeah. What's this 8 of Swords? Yeah. This Queen of Swords recovered. Defeated y'all and recovered. So y'all in a mental prison. Y'all burdened. Because y'all got ruins. Because y'all in a mental prison and y'all going to prison. Because y'all sat back and watched it all play out. Not only that, you participated. You didn't know this person was this powerful. The truth and the clarity from the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups defeated y'all by herself. It was y'all. It was y'all. You was expecting to slow down their forward movement to this main female, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. To disturb the peace. To upset the home. To upset the lifestyle. To the money. Witches and warlocks. This is what they manifested. They're saying that's just the crucifixion. They're saying that's just sacrifice. Remember? Judgment. That's the truth. Yeah. You're good. Afloat in sleep. You know when enough is enough. What's this Knight of Swords? The picture. It's seen. The picture tells 1,000 words. It's seen what you was doing. Although words can be eloquent, a picture speaks the truth. It's proof. We said that earlier. The evidence is the proof. And the surprise is the karma.
Going over there. Keep him over there. Keep him over there.
It's proof that your shit didn't go, and it's proof that you did it. That's why you weeping. What's this 10 of Wands? You was sumped out by stirring the pot. Hi, babe. And it didn't go nowhere. You sumped it out, but it didn't go nowhere. That's your lifestyle. So don't play like it ain't yours. What's this 10 of Wands? Yeah, abroad. It's out there. Try new paths. Explore unfamiliar places. Broaden your perspectives. Pack your bags and venture towards a different destination. You're burdened because you got to move around. You burdened. Because you got to move around. You got to quit. You burdened because you got to go broaden your perspectives. You got to pack your bag. You burdened since you found out that the Queen of Pentacles, you got to you got to pack your bags. You got to explore unfamiliar places. You and your rituals got to move around. And that's the talk. That's the chatter. You're burdened because you've been uprooted from your society. So how are you going to survive? Can't get enough? What's this moon? Yeah, you was using the moon to create, but it's laundry day. Yeah. You was using the moon to create, but it's laundry day. Yeah. It's professional. Again, it talks about the colleagues. It's laundry day. Spirit said, you know you did too much. Clarify this Page of Swords, Eight of Swords. Measurements, you did too much. In life, always remember to find a formula that works best for you. You sat back and watched this Queen of Pentacles in this marriage, in this close contractual agreement, who moved on with their life. You seen that this person, you watched them learn through trial and error and always found the formula that fit them. But you chose to continue to attack them. Yeah, you should have been more selective. That's to be fair. What's this Ten of Swords and this Eight of Swords at the top? Since they can't stir the pot. They facing ruins. Yeah, they facing ruins because they can't stir the pot. Yeah, so they're trying to recover. They're trying to be refined. As we evolved, our decision improved and aligned with our changing needs, benefiting our lives. They couldn't stir the pot on you because you refined. You wasn't who you appeared to be to these people. You hung out in the trenches, but your heart wasn't of the trenches. 33, 39. You show up to the party, but you ain't in the party. You're there as a witness. So they sad because they did it to someone who is refined, someone who is recovered. They couldn't stir the pot because you know all their tricks and stops. Yeah, you protected. You good. You take spiritual baths. What's this passion reverse? This Jezebel in the reverse. Yeah, they couldn't do less spells. Return to sender. Sideways. It's not what you did. It's just what's natural. But for them, what they created beyond the moon, this passion, is returned to them. Yeah. Because you're grounded and you're... What's this Eight of Swords and this Four of Swords? Old habits. Old habits. They wanted you to go back to doing drugs. They wanted you to go back to allowing people to take advantage of you. They wanted you to go back to being too kind, to uh, Queen of Cups status. You was using your intuition, but you wasn't firm. They can't stand you being the Queen of Swords, High Priestess. Yeah. You know, your current situation, it's better that they're not around. You see that you're growing. You see that you're growing. That's currently this community. They see it too. They see that you're growing when they're not around. You know, because you recovered from old habits. Yeah. And you drink a lot of water. That's why the water spirit keeps showing up. What's this child and this Queen of Pentacles? That's the style. That's your inheritance. That's your inheritance to appear as innocent as possible. Your appearance is unique and you carry yourself in a way that sets you apart from others. Again, the child and the Queen of Pentacles, you appear in a way you don't show who you really are. And you're confident with it. Your style is your inheritance, is your appearance. And it gets you through. What's this Knight of Swords and this Page of Swords? It's proof that they was attacking you and watching you. They wanted you to be paranoid. Now they watching they back. That's what they was manifesting on the moon cycles. And everything that was in the pot, it went back. They got to release. They had to release this community. They need to go pray. But you prayed. You prayed. This is what you prayed for. And so they here. Nine of Swords. That's the truth. Yeah. They was expecting to slow you down in your life by harvesting off of you to make you unhappy. Yeah. They was behind the scenes being false people, trying to show up one way again, appearing innocent as a Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. They realized that you run Circle K. Yeah. Yeah. Now they questioning their connections because you telling their vision. Oh yeah, you telling their vision and you're not even in their vicinity. That's how they know they did too much too, because you know their business. Clarify this. Clarify stirring the pot on the side. Stirring the pot sideways. Yeah, listening. Feedback. Observe feedback. Tune into intuition. Process information. Heed advice. Receptive. Stir the pot sideways. They received that. It went back. Receptive. Just for the impulsive actions. It's for them impulsive actions. What's this refined? Yeah. Because you stood your ground. That's why them 10 swords and them 8 swords went back. They never made it to you. Because you defended your value. You was persistent in these disagreement with these people. Yes, you was. You resist folding under pressure. Because you that motherfucker. And you maintain strong boundaries. That's why they will always be in a 10 of swords and an 8 of swords and the 10 of wands when it comes to you. Yeah, since they wanted to manifest and harvest things on the Empress under the moon, who is gifted, who's seen it. Clarify this style. What's this style? Yeah. So now they're weeping, they're in tears over this Queen of Pentacles inheritance, her lineage, her appearance, her innocence. Oh, they're sad. Hi, Baka. What's this create? Yeah, on top of the moon. This is what they wanted to create on top of the moon, 4126. Yeah, what's this create? Come here. Come here. What's this create? Thank you. Sunny days. Tea time. Sunny days. What they manifested on the moon, what they was trying to harvest on the Empress, what they was trying to do behind the moon, under the sun and behind the moon on the Empress that they're crying over because the Empress is innocent and the law stepped in and spirit is whooping their ass. Guess what? It's growing in this version in their life. Yeah. What's this aboard? Cause why? Because it's tea time. Told you it was tea time. Either the last video or this video. It's what's aboard? Yeah. Yeah, just 10 of wands aboard, moving forward. That's their cherry. That's yeah. They have to explore unfamiliar places with them 10 boards on them. Burdens. What's this aboard? Yeah, lights out. Sense of despair, end of an opportunity, feels cut off, isolated, and there's a right in front of you. Yeah, they feel cut off because they're burdened. They're burdened by everything that they projected. Yeah, because they ignored the high honor. What's this return to center sideways on top of this Jezebel in the reverse? Yeah. No mistaking, it's a clear path, straight shot to that ass. Minimum challenges, receive divine guidance, obstacles will be removed, know what you want and get it. Yeah, you want a clear path because you're not a hoe. So you don't have to deal with that type of karma. Yeah, so they need to learn from you. What's this picture? Because they can learn something by watching you since they want to study you. Yeah, so they've been released. You've been released them. You called judgment on them a long time ago. Before you put your first video out, I heard. What's this picture? Get the hell up off my dick. Yeah. So, because they wanted you, because they was attacking the Queen of Pentacles, who's innocent, right? And they're crying over her. They weeping, they grieving, right? So they was doing moon magic to make her paranoid, to make her have burdens, to make her be rude, or to fuck her life up to where she'll be out of control, right? Well, that was their secret, and you exposed their secret without even being in the vicinity with them. You expose them through your intuition because you're gifted. And that's why they're shocked. That's why we had to read Matthew 14:25 through 29. That's why we had to read Jeremiah 20 and 10. Specific people get specific things. Yeah. You got a strategic advantage on them because you got tangible proof of what they was doing. They was trying to block your resources for jobs, for housing. They was doing ill will against you. They was doing dark energy work at you. They thought they had advantage of you secretly. And you just pulled them out by their dreads or their wigs. Yeah, this group. Told you it was a family, a coven, a cult, a friends group, people, co-workers. The Bible said colleagues and a friend. Yeah. So they all teamed up and they was on the same type of time to try to make you paranoid. And they've been caught, captured. What's this? Watch your back. Watch your back, but you in alignment. All your measurements measure out and measure up. Yeah. But you living a sweet life. So they need to watch your back, their back. Because the attacks is going back to them. They got to watch their back while you have a sweet life. And they got to take notes from you. Take notes from you. What's this measurements? What's this measurement? In life, we learn through trial and error. What does it say? Through terror and trial and error? Terror on every side. This phrase used and symbolizes the threats, public mockery, and the fear the prophet experienced on all sides due to his unpopular messages. So, this already happened to you before. In life, we learn through trial and error. You learned through that. And now, they want to hit you up. Or you got a new contract on the horizon from the divine, or you got a new job offer coming in. But you got good news coming through about what happened to you and how society has picked up on this. Somebody is going to be communicating to you real soon. We're going to say, these people is going to go through this for the next 30 years, though. But we're going to say these people is going to contact you within less than a year. Clarify these bad habits. You recover from bad habits because you're honorable and they're worried. And guess what? Spirit giving you a high five. I can't make that shit up. Light it up. We are. We are. Yeah. What's on our soul's journey? They in grief because of their ego. They realize that you're the gifted one. They realize now that you're the gifted one after they know for a fact that they did too much. All right. So, what's this? Lights out. They in despair. End of an opportunity. They feel cut off. They isolated. They missed their blessing. It was right in front of them. Good health. Good health. So somebody's health is declining. But I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. You do. Clarify this health. Death in the reverse. So you're in good health. But this death went back. That means they're going to have bad health. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. What's this definite reverse? If you like that, responsible from around the way. That's the change. Responsible from around the way. That's what Future said. And Spirit said that's the change. Being responsible from around the way. That should have never end. Being responsible from around the way is good health. Peace. Brings peace. Yeah. And motherfuckers envy that shit. What's this change? Sticking to the code, all these hoes for the street. Indecision. Good. Yeah. Change that. Indecisions. When it's an indecision, you had a chance to choose. You had a chance to choose. You missed your opportunity. When it's an indecision. What's this indecision? You chose isolation and guilt. You chose it. Yeah, you chose that for your adversity. You chose adversity. Yeah, again, Little Miss Firestarter. Yeah, what's this loneliness? Yeah, death went back. Health in a reverse. Isolated. Poor choices. That's the change for you. I see you. Clarify this loneliness. See something. Look at how that look. Bitch, you ain't mine. Yeah, that's to bring balance. You're going to always be in fear. And that's your judgment. So, don't you worry. It's going to be slow. You're going to have to embrace it and accept it. Well, that's what I got for today. So, until next time, I was seeing if it was anything else I need to share from the spiritual realm. They know what's up. You do too. That's why you put the message out. Good on you, collective. It's over. Rock on, rock out. Send on the energy back, spirit, to where it belongs. Yeah, give them all that shit back, spirit. Yeah. And remember, lessons learned, Ashe and Amen.